everybody. It's Tammy Shiambade here, your favorite Houston-based attorney and the host of Ask Tammy Live, where we discuss the best ways to establish your business, protect your name, and keep your profits. In today's video, I decided to do something I did a while ago. There is a course that I recorded that's all about elevating your business and brand and starting your business and brand. And there are different parts of that course that I've been slowly trickling out to all of you. And there was one part that I really wanted to put out there specifically for my fashion and business and tech space people. And that's talking about the difference between a business and a brand. So it's relevant to everyone, to be honest, because if you're in business, you have to answer the question of what is my brand and what am I going to do to develop it, and how important is it for the business that I'm in? Because the reality of the matter is that not every business needs a brand as we think about it, even though everyone has a brand. And you'll hear me talk about this a little bit more, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Essentially, this video is going to break down the difference between a business and a brand. So if you are somebody who's in the fashion, beauty, or tech space and you have a brand that you are building, but you're trying to understand how does this fit in with the whole business side of things, watch this video. Hello, friend. Welcome to this lesson. In this particular section, we're going to be focusing on the basics. I'm going to spend some time really unpacking what it means to start a business, because there are a lot of misconceptions about what that means, what a business is, how that might overlap with a brand, and the things that you need to know in order to make sure that you don't get that same confusion. When people are confused about these things, it can hurt the way that they grow. It can hurt the way in which they're able to scale, and it really hurts the way in which they're able to protect themselves as a business. So we're going to unpack that and really separate this concept of the business and the brand. Okay. All right. So first, I want to ask you or explain, what does it mean to start a business? When we are talking about a business, it just means that you are engaging in activities for profit. In other words, you're doing stuff to make money. That's all that it is. Technically, you don't need permission. Technically, you don't need to register things. Technically, you don't even need money. You just need to start. Now, there is a difference between what you technically need to do and what you should do, right? What you need to do and what you should do. So to start a business, you could just start. You could take a sheet of paper, put out a sign and say, hey, I've started my business, and you have a business. But if that's all you do, you're opening yourself up to a lot of risk. So I want to tell you about why it's important for you to take those steps to formally create and formally register a business. Okay. First, when you take those steps, you are allowing yourself to have access to specific legal protections that make it easier for you to navigate the business and legal realm. Okay. Running and operating a business naturally opens you up to risk. And if you're going to expose yourself in that regard, you want to make sure that you have the proper shields in place. But if you don't take those steps to register your business, you are allowing yourself to be exposed without some of those shields. The second reason why it's important for you to decide to take these steps to formally create or register your business is because you want to be able to take advantage of some special tax treatment options that are only available to businesses that have gone through the formal creation process in your state. So I'll say that again. There are some special tax saving access points that are only available, right, to businesses that have been formally created or registered. If you just did I just hung out my shingle, I just set up my sign, but you did not do anything with your Secretary of State, you did not file any documents, you're going to be limited in the strategy that you can use to save taxes. Whereas you're going to have counterparts and peers who are taking those strategic steps and are therefore able to keep more of their profits than you. The third reason why it's important for you to think about ways in which you can register or formally create your business is because it does something for public perception. Now, I'm the type of attorney who I like to keep things real. We're in business. And if you're in business, people are judging your business. They're coming in contact with it and they're trying to ask themselves, can I believe this business? Is this business credible? Can I spend money with them? And one of the things that influences the way somebody perceives your business is whether you have business-like practices. So have you formally registered? I can say that this is also true when you're looking for opportunities for financing or for grants or for licenses or for permits. In many instances, especially in some of your more regulated areas, if you don't have a formal business structure, they're not going to take you seriously. Okay? So you definitely want to do that so that, again, you have access to those things. And then finally, the last reason, and I think this might be the most important reason, is that when you take that step to invest in formally registering your business, you're taking yourself seriously, right? It does something for you when you recognize that I have formed an entity that the law recognizes has something separate and important. And it puts a new weight onto the work that you're doing so that you recognize that I've made this investment in my business. Listen, the business that you invest in is going to go further than the business you don't invest in. That's with regards to time. That's going to be with regards to money. That's going to be with regards to protection, right? And so this is an opportunity for you to show yourself that you take your business seriously. And as a result, when you take that step, the other things that we described, the tax savings, the protection, the public perception, all follow because you have put out that message that you take your business seriously first. Okay? So these are some of the reasons why I encourage people when they are emerging entrepreneurs to take those steps towards registering their businesses formally. But wait. Okay? A little bit of a surprise caveat. Creating and registering your business is not the same as protecting or creating a brand. A business is very different from a brand. And in our time together, as we unpack that, I'm going to be taking a special attention to it from a legal perspective. There are some other really great business coaches and business analysts who will spend some time talking about the difference between what a business is and a brand is. And they'll talk to you about the fact that your business is, what does the work, but your brand is how it's perceived. But we're going to look at it in terms of also how the law recognizes the difference between a business and a brand. Now, formally speaking, you're not likely to hear lots of legal speak around the word brand. We'll talk about the way in which the law kind of talks about it, but just know for the purposes of this conversation, your business and your brand are two different things. In fact, I think this might be a great time for us to switch and kind of look at this from a visual perspective. So hold on one moment. Let's take a look at this diagram right over here. All right, so let's talk about this business versus brand a little bit more. When we're talking about a business, I think of it as a container. And essentially, a business is an organization that provides goods and services to the world. The easiest way for me to think about it when it comes to the legal side of describing a business is that it's basically the container that you use to transport anything that you produce. So it holds all the stuff that you make or all the stuff that you're distributing. So you might be giving out your services. You might be giving out a product. Your business holds all of those things. We'll talk a little bit more about what a business can do in some future lessons, but that's what I want you to know for this purpose in terms of distinguishing it from a brand. Now, your brand, all right, your brand is more of a reputation, an identity, an image that is associated with the business. It's associated with what you do. And basically, it's a way for you to package how you provide your goods and your services. So all of the different things that a business owner does to really help itself stand out is what I consider being branding. And that bucket or those items in that bundle require a different type of protection from the things that are in the business. There's some overlap because the business holds some of the packaging that is used to make that business known, but that's essentially how we navigate it. Let's look at an example, okay? All right, so many of you have probably heard of the Gap. The Gap Incorporated is the business's formal name. Okay, so we have a business or a company. Now, this particular business or company, however, has many brands underneath it, different ways that it packages itself so that it can provide goods and services to different types of people. So under the Gap Incorporated umbrella, you have Athleta. You also have Old Navy. You have Banana Republic, and then you have Gap as we know it. All of those things fall underneath this one bucket called the Gap Incorporated. So as we continue this conversation in the subsequent lessons, that's going to be the premise from which we look at how we're talking about the legal side of starting your business and what that looks like versus the legal side in terms of protecting your brand. There's overlap. Remember, there's definitely going to be overlap, and we'll talk about what that looks like over the course of these lessons. But just recognize that these two things are also separate. Okay? All right, so what I want you to do in terms of thinking about your business is I want you to think about what in your business is the branding elements. Do you have branding elements? Things that are ways that you package your business that might be important. And then I want you to think about the business. So what exactly is your organization providing to the world? I want you to take a note of that as we progress in these next lessons. All right, welcome back. Come back into the room. How was the video? Was it helpful to break down the difference between a business and a brand? Yeah, this is just one part of like a 6, 7, 8. I don't remember how many parts are in this course, but it's really valuable and it's actually free for now for you to access it. So if you want to watch the rest of this and you want to access an exclusive resource hub that I've been creating for people in the fashion and beauty and tech space, you definitely want to make sure you sign up for it. We're going to be periodically updating it to include different resources, but right now it has the Start Right course. It has our checklist. It has a couple other checklists that I've created as well. And so I'll put a link to sign up for that in the description box below. But you definitely want to make sure you check that out because that's going to give you more resources into understanding how do I protect both the business and the brand. All right, that's all for now. If you found this video to be helpful, I want you to subscribe to the channel and I want you to turn on the notifications button because we're going to keep bringing out the value. The other thing that I want you to know is that if you want to follow us on social media, feel free to do that. TOS Legal is the handle. We want to make sure we continue to help you establish your business, protect your name, and keep your profits. All right, till next time, talk to you soon. Bye.